Welcome, Exiles. Last time, we cleared through the campaign and gathered up all the basic Atlas talent points. Early hit's been feeling pretty good considering it's on such basic gear. First off, we want to upgrade our rings to have 2 of the taming rings. These give us a bunch of all-res, as well as a chance to shock, ignite, and freeze, and a bonus to our damage for each one of these ailments on an enemy. Great for builds doing all 3 elements like ours. That first one kinda sucked. Let's hope this one's a bit better. Oh, that's another really bad one. Okay, I'm gonna try again. It should only cost an extra few chaos. Okay, I guess the elemental resistances are a bit better this time. And with our 2 tamings picked up, we just need to make a breach Atlas tree focusing on picking up as much Hiveblood as possible. A brother's gift already? Okay, that's at least twice as good as a divine orb. I guess we're making some upgrades already. Okay, this is what happens when you turn 30, man. I always forget to do my overlap, but I don't think I've ever forgotten to kill my Searing Exarch and my Eater of Worlds. Kinda wanna try out one of these new coins of skill, see if I can get some kind of support that will make the enemies fear me. That's technically correct. One of the best value things I can do right now is to get Eldrich implicits on my gear, so I'm going to invest some of the money from the brother's gift into that. We've just finished up the implicits. We've got projectiles pierce an additional target and 1 rage and attack hit. On the gloves, on the boots we've got avoid ailments and 4% increased action speed. On the helmet we've got mana reservation efficiency of skills and mana cost of attacks. And for the body armor we've got 21% haste effect and 21% critical strike multiplier for attack damage. We also just picked up ourselves a level 3 Enlighten. Combined with the helmet implicit we just rolled, I can now have anger, haste, and grace all at the same time. Dreamer of dreams, eternal slumberer, branch manager, lend me your RNG this league. We're just on a quick mission right now just to gather up all the missing limbs we need to collect our talent points for the Genesis tree. And I believe that's the last limb. Now all we need to do is spend a whole bunch of Hiveblood so the tree can grow up big and strong. And then we can milk it for money. That's actually our first item of value this league from the tree. I think that's around like 70 chaos maybe? Something. I completely forgot that we get a free Valdo's puzzle box for completing our Atlas, so who knows, maybe we just open this up and get a Mage Blood and win the league. Or we get a Death Soph. So early hit's actually really nice for clearing breaches. I kind of expected it to do well with how good of a skill it is, but I wasn't expecting it to do this well with such bad gear. I need a 6-link Expedition's End, and the best way to do that is to corrupt the 5-linked one and then use a Tainted Fusing, so let's do something dumb, and that was really dumb. So what's my actual plan with the tree? I intend to aim specifically for double Foulborn jewels. I'm going to be speccing into the increased jewel chance node, as well as the 3 nodes that reduce the chances for items with strength, intelligence, and dexterity requirements, the maximum jewel chance. I'll then be speccing into the corrupted flesh and extremely foul nodes. With this setup, I should have the maximum chance possible to receive double Foulborn jewels, which offers the highest possible value items the tree can offer, some even worth multiple mirrors. Man, I am just actively avoiding these suppression rolls. I think this is like the 6th roll of a T1 or T2 suppression roll that I've missed a fracture on. I'm going to try speccing into the lower chance for resistance mods just to try and find some suppression mods more commonly, and hopefully that'll make these high value suppression fractures a bit easier to hit. A Divine Orb. And another Divine Orb in the same map. Huh. We really want to put some focus into fully finishing our Atlas, so we kill off the Incarnation of Neglect, the Incarnation of Fear, and finally, the Incarnation of Dread. And that gives us our Voidstone. Oh nice, we get one of the new astrolabes for completing all of that. Okay, stick that on our beach. Okay, we missed. Stick that on our beach, and our Atlas has a rash. Quick little respec of a tree so I can try out this astrolabe business, see what's up. Just an update on the strat, we're staying as cheap as possible with 2 breach scarabs of instability and 2 domination scarabs for the shrines. The shrines are pretty much just there to speed up the maps as much as possible. Oh, a 96 roll Astromentis, that is a lot of statistics. Bet you never thought you'd see a man buy a max roll Prism Weave and catalyst it, huh? What the hell is that thing? We've cleared for our first astrolabe, so we get to go to the vault, so let's see what we get. Ew. Ew. Ugh. Oh, what the hell? Aegon, re-roll these. It's time to feed my boy. I ran out of good Wombgifts, so I kinda used a couple of Mysterious, and I got a 2020 Holy Sweep and a 2020 Swift Affliction. And the Swift Affliction's gone for 59C already. The tree also spit this thing out of me, and I'm pretty sure I could get a couple divines for it. I mean, I'm hoping there's someone that's looking for armor evasion body armors this league. Oh, nice. I wonder if people are playing strong boxes this league. What the hell am I saying? Of course people are playing strong boxes this league. It might not be the best idea right now, but I'm going to try and craft a +2 arrows elemental damage bow. We'll start by spamming alteration orbs until we get the +2 arrows mod. Then we can use an augment orb. Okay. And we can use a regal orb. Okay. I think we actually try and block and slam this thing. And the slam? Okay, that makes a bit more sense. So we're definitely going to be hitting this thing with a fracturing orb. I mean, how wrong can this fracture even go? It's a 50% chance of hitting something insane, 25% chance of hitting something okay, and then 25% chance of hitting something bad. And we just hit the exact mob we needed. Okay, perfect. Right, okay, now I guess we just start spamming it with essences until we get a good elemental damage roll. Essences of Anger are marginally better here because of the ranges of the damage rolls you can get from essences compared to natural rolls. No, okay, what is that? Okay, look away, you shouldn't be seeing this. Okay, I just looked up the odds of that, and that was around a 1 in 5,000 chance to hit. And I just hit it in about, what, 15 essences? Well, I guess we craft prefixes cannot be changed. Hit it with a Veiled Chaos Orb. Block increased damage per charge because it's the highest weighted mod that we don't want. And then we can unveil it. Open for attack speed or crit, which we do get. We get the attack speed, which means now all we have to do is craft on the crit and the bow's done. So it turns out, new bow, feel good. We got an invitation to the new boss, so let's see what he's about. That was a really easy boss, but it was pretty cool thematically, I guess. Yeah, sorry buddy, if I had a trim like that, I'd be evil too. We're taking another quick detour to try and get a 6-link expedition's end. Doing the same Varlorb and Tainted Fusing trick. Well, the Varlorb played along with the fusing. It will indeed. Okay, perfect, we've got our 6-link. So the reason we're using Expedition's End on this build is because it allows us to freeze enemies with all types of damage. We don't get many defenses on this build, and having every enemy being unable to move is a pretty huge defense in itself. Ooh, a Tink. Ah, bollocks. So if you didn't know, you can collect 60 breach rings and vendor them all for a grasping male. There's a few extremely high value mods that are only available when you identify a grasping male. The people want to fracture and move on to other body armors with recombinators. So we're going to be picking up every breach ring that we get to turn them all in. Sadly, all of these mods are worthless. It turns out these Mirage enchanted maps I've been getting are 55 chaos each, so that's actually a lot of money. Oh, we love a fracturing orb. We just paid the tree a visit and we got a normal red dream and a foulborn Kigazaru, both of which are around 3 divines each. I'm working now on a fractured +1 arrow quiver, so we're just going to ult spam for the +1 mod. I've been rolling this quiver for so long that my eyes have blacked out the rest of my room. Oh sweet Jesus, it exists. But now we have to fracture it. Right, let's see if we can get as lucky as we did in the elemental bow. Oof. Okay, maybe second time's a charm? It is not. The third time, however, literally cannot go wrong. I'm just going to pretend that the feather quivers were the problem and try it on this broadhead arrow quiver instead. Hey, there we go. I knew the broadhead arrow quiver would never let me down. Oh, we hit it with a few essences and we got something that's actually usable for quite a while. So the reason I wanted to get the +2 bow and the +1 quiver done so early was because that means I can now swap to the best skill in the game. Tornado Shot. This skill scales heavily with additional projectiles. With the bow, the quiver, my ascendancy, and the passive tree node, I now have an additional 6 projectiles fired, making Tornado Shot a powerhouse of a skill that can shotgun enemies down fast. I've been leveling some Tornado Shot gems in my weapon swap and I tried to hit one with a coin of skill. I hit multiple projectiles. Now that looks good, but it's really not. It adds more projectiles, which from what I said earlier is great. But since it's a level 1 gem, it comes at the cost of 15% less projectile damage done. Now normally when you use the gem itself, this penalty will ease off over time as the gem levels up. But since this is going to be locked to level 1, it's just going to be stuck at 15% less damage done, and it's just not worth it. There's way better options out there, so I'm just going to try and sell it. You think I have impulse control? I do not. Level 1 point blank, oh that is not a good one. I can stop whenever I want. Most gamblers actually quit before hitting, but you again? Come on, one more and I'll stop, one more and I'll stop, one more and I'll stop. Ooh, that's a good one. Hypothermia gives us more chance to freeze enemies when they're chilled and gives us more damage against chilled enemies. So that works with our Expedition's End to make a perfect combination. So we've now successfully swapped over to the best skill, Tornado Shot. We've got Hypothermia on the gem itself, which is going to help freeze enemies thanks to the Expedition's End. And these are our gem links. You might notice that we're also now using Greater Chain. Since our strat is mostly about huge packs of enemies, Greater Chain should make our clear speed much better. Because of that, we've also swapped out of Fast Shot and moved into Ricochet for even more chain, and for chaining with terrain. So, with the gem swap, chain, my new bow, and my new quiver, we should be tearing through maps much faster now. And we even have just a little bit of money left over to upgrade those tamings to near perfection. So that just about wraps it up for this one. We managed to get ourselves a +2 arrow elemental bow, a +1 arrow quiver, 2 near perfect tamings, a 6-length Expedition's End, and we made the swap over to Tornado Shot. The goal for our next episode will be to get ourselves a Mage Blood. Thank you for watching. I appreciate any feedback you have to give, and I'll see you in the next one.